Joe, what's going on, man?
Hey, good morning, everybody. Nice to see y'all.
Did
What's
you feel
happening?
the power of the tortoise just plugging along across the
Yes,
sand in the
man.
intro, man?
Every
He's
week it gets me going. It's awesome.
I wonder what that tortoise is up to these days, man. I hope he's having a good life, living well
Somewhere.
down on the beaches of I don't know, maybe where was that key? One of those keys on the southwest coast of Florida, not the not
Nice.
not the Florida Keys. You know what I'm talking about? Like
Yeah.
what was it, like Annabella? Is there a place Sanibel? Like
Sanibel. Yeah.
Sanibel Island. I
Sanibel
think that's
Island.
where that male or female. I'm not sure. I think that's
Is
where
that
that tortoise was.
is that where you got married?
No, we were visiting some friends, and I found this
Oh,
tortoise
okay.
walking across the beach, and just took a picture of, or took a little video of him, and then he made the intro, and he's become he that tortoise has no idea how famous he's become. Man, tens and tens of eyeballs have seen that tortoise now. It's incredible, man. It's really
Listen,
wonderful.
welcome to Proper Cup of Joe. We do this every Thursday morning, 7:30. I don't have any snakes, and Adam does, and I got a lot of questions. So that's what's going on here this morning. Thanks for coming. Thanks for the chat. How you been this week?
I've been busy, but that when I say busy, I'm never complaining. I'm always happy to be busy. Like busy is good. Like that's what I signed up for. I'm excited for it. So I've been busy. Today's the day. I've been teasing a big big decision, big project, big thing I'm gonna go after.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I promised everybody that we'd talk about it today. And the cool thing, guys, is Joe hasn't even, seen all the details. So he's gonna have lots of questions. Joe's like, I don't know what we're doing.
uh, yeah. I'm excited to hear about this. This will be fun. Do you have a something you've been thinking about? Your one thing this week, or is this going to be the one thing?
Well, I mean, that's kind of the one thing, but no, I have like a good, like personal one. That's all business. Screw the business stuff. The good personal one thing. I got to go to I got to go to SummerSlam in Minneapolis, the
Oh yeah,
WWE, one of the
that's
big
right.
four shows, man. I got to go. My son and I, Charlie, we went. He's 14. We did both nights. We got the 2-night package deal, and that was cool. And if you're into wrestling, cool, you probably saw it and it's good. And if you're not, I'm probably not going to change your mindset on wrestling. And that's fine too. Each their own. That's fine. But what struck me is like, uh, I think we take it is almost like one of these Peter Pan moments. Like I think we take too much time being like grown-ups and adults and worrying about stress. Like it just filled me with like a childlike awe. I remember being a kid going to like the I mean they were WWF shows at the time, but like small arenas, the Cumberland County Civic
Yeah.
Center in Portland, not even Portland, Maine, Lewiston, Maine. I think it was the very first one I ever went to. And then, in '93, I got to see, Ric Flair and Macho Man with their series, and Mr. Perfect was in Flair's corner. And then 2008, I went to WrestleMania. I saw Ric Flair's retirement match with Shawn Michaels, and it just reminds me of like it's just happy, fun nonsense. And
You
we
weren't
don't
that young in 2008,
well,
though.
I was behaving that way. I was reliving those early days. Oh, well, in college, I got to go to a WCW Nitro at the O'Connell Center. Got front row seats for that. But I just total
Really?
yeah, I just walked up to the box. Those are the days of walking up to the box office, and they were like, "Hey, we just opened the student section. Like now, you want in?" And I'm like, "I don't know, where is it?" They're like, "Ringside." I'm like, "Yes, I want it." So like, somewhere in the archive, the WCW archives, there's me, front row hanging out. And so I just enjoyed it, and like, there was just a moment. There was quite a few moments of just like this is ridiculous and happy, and I'm surrounded by like I don't know how many people were there. It was in the stadium. It had to be 50, 60,000 people. And it kind of reminded me of like what we talk about, like defining community, or there's all sorts of different people there, but everybody was there for one thing. We've all suspended our disbelief. We're all buying in that moment.
Yes.
There's a huge amount of energy, and we're kind of drawn to the same thing. And in that way, it's like a great big reptile show. Like it makes me feel that way too. Like reptile shows have a bit of that feel too. So anyway, go find the stuff that made you happy. It's why we like throwback video games. It's why I still play Mario Brothers 3. I could play it in my sleep, but I love it on the NES and all that. So
Yeah.
there you go. That's my thought.
And Charlie's a fan?
I think
Or are you like dragging him along?
a little bit. Cool. A little bit equal parts. Like he likes a big spectacle. He likes going to events. We made it like, we go down and then we go down to the downtown and then we go have some dinner. We find a cool place for dinner. He enjoys that stuff. I think we're like, I think he's finally old enough that he's kind of figured out that dad's a little quirky, but dad does it upright. You know what I mean? So like, we're going to find like, we didn't go to McDonald's for dinner. We went and found this cool, cool restaurants or, hotel cafes or whatever. So it was cool. It was just he and I, and like I say, we did both nights. So he worked to follow the storyline, but I think he mostly was just putting up with me but having fun with it. I'll tell you one trick. If you're not into wrestling and you ever find yourself dragged to a wrestling show, bring like 10 singles with you. Bring $10 bills.
Fine.
And we bet $1 on each match.
Really?
And you ping back and forth who gets to. Okay. So you do the old Rochambeau to decide who's going to wager first, and then you ping back and forth on who gets to call the next match of who's going to win. And so then now you've got some interesting things. And then we did each day had one side bet. The first side bet I called, I thought we hadn't seen Randy Orton in a while. I thought he was going to make a surprise return, and he did. I cashed it. I cashed the $3 on him. And then I'll spare you the storyline, but the second day there's a character and he's got some minions that follow him around, and they're called the Mini-Housens. And there was an over-under on how many Mini-Housens there would be. I also cashed that one. I took the under, and I took the other $3 off of them. Otherwise, I ended up $2 up the whole weekend, and then I gave the kid his $2 back at the end.
Okay, a couple of things. Number one is, so I know what you're saying about like doing things right, like, and I think that's what like Aiden really likes, that kind of stuff. Like, but I'm afraid now that he's in college that like that's how he does everything now. So right. just be careful. Like he doesn't like. I keep telling him you have to learn how to live. You have to learn how to live cheaply because the way that we do things is not. I work hard all day to try and get that money so that we can do those things. Right. You're not at that point.
There's a little bit of that, like. In the world of snakes with social media, like everybody posts and talks about their greatest thing. And nobody hears me talking about the 2 weeks worth of canned black beans I ate for dinner to be able to afford the SummerSlam, right? Or nobody hears about all the poop you got to scrape and scrub to get the nice snakes. You're exactly right. That is something I've really had to work hard to tell Charlie, like, we don't do everything huge. What we choose, what we are able to do, we do right. Otherwise, we work very, very hard to be able to do that, So
yeah, I even told Aiden, like, I look back and I go, maybe we should have done this different or something. But like, I didn't want them to see like how, difficult working can be and stuff. Like I kind of wanted to, like coming up, I saw that a lot. Like I could see like my mom struggling all the time.
Oh, right.
With working and everything like that. And it's like, and like when I was doing it, when they were growing up, I was like, I don't want them to see like that this is a pain in the ass, Like I want them to look forward to being
right.
And now I feel like maybe I don't know. You need to show that a little bit at least,
There's a little
so
bit of
that
reality back there. Yeah.
so that it's not just all, hey, let's go to Barville every night in Buffalo and have the best wings and really live it up, you
Right.
know?
Who watches the Bills on TV? We only fly to
Mhm.
Buffalo to watch the Bills.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
There's a thin line. And like I said, I mean, I think he's old enough to pick up on some of that. And I
yeah.
actually like but he does come to work with me. And like yesterday was rodent day. We cleaned rodents yesterday together.
Oh
So
boy.
now I pay him for it, but he
Yeah.
does also see that there's hard work that goes to it. So that
The
was
other
my
thing I wanted to,
uh,
the other thing I wanted to ask is like, you were like, oh yeah, you bet. Well, first of all, good on you teaching your child to gamble early. That's great. And
but
then
it's
secondly,
it's with a strict $1. He knows good and well if I
I'm
gamble,
just kidding.
yeah, if I gamble, the high point is $1 that I gamble on. So the $3 payout was massive. He's never seen that in his life. Me going to $3. So
Now,
um,
let me ask you this.
yeah,
Do you, when you do that, or like any games, do you let him win sometimes?
absolutely not. No,
Yes.
no, he will suffer. I am there to take all of his money. I am there to win in the moment. If I need to pay him back afterward to feel like a good dad, that's fine. No, he does not let me win in chess. He whoops me up and down, left and right over those little 64 squares. There's no letting win. Absolutely not.
Yeah, I think that's good because I think it's good. Like, hey, this is the world that you live in. Like,
Right.
but it's not really the world that you live in. It's your dad. You know,
It's
like
at
so.
SummerSlam. Yeah. Men with no
So
pants. I love this line. Men with no pants fighting over belts. That's what the whole weekend was.
well, like you mentioned chess. Like my dad loved to play chess, but I didn't like to play chess because like the first few times that I played it, I played against him, and he was relentless.
Yeah.
He wasn't like, oh, I'll let you win so that you like the game. Well, it turns out I hated the game because I always got annihilated at the game, so I never really got into chess. So
Charlie has
there's a down.
figured it.
I think there's a downside. There's a downside to like. Is there like you want to go? Okay, this is a game. You're going to enter into the game. We're equal sides here, and I'm going to win. But then there's also the other side, which is like, well, maybe you don't want to play because you always lose to me.
Yeah, there's that concern, and like I think in sports it's probably closer to that, but no, Charlie was the kid that like downloaded the chess app, studied it. Like he'll call what he's going to do to me, and I'll be like, I don't think so. And then sure enough, like I'm like, man, it's difficult for and he
And
always wants to play.
for that reason, when it comes to betting on SummerSlam, you're relentless.
I'm relentless.
I see.
Yeah.
It sounds like a great weekend, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, we had a good time. We had a good time. I appreciate it. It was fun. What about you? Did you all right, so you got back from Dublin and then you went and traveled again this week, right?
Yes. After our show, we that day I caught a flight to Michigan,
Yeah.
and that was actually it was delayed. So that we had some storms in the afternoon, and it was delayed. So I spent a long time in the Tampa airport. By the way, the Tampa airport is the best airport I've ever been in.
Now you've been in Minneapolis. Oh, it's because you haven't been in the Minneapolis airport. You took a train in here.
No, I
Minneapolis,
took a train.
sweet airport, man.
It's weird to like be proud of your airport, but it's a really good one down here.
Well, I
But
was gonna say when so many airports are just hell locate, like Dante wrote about his airports, like it's not when you find a good one, you definitely enjoy it, man.
exactly. So it wasn't too bad. Like we ate at the Columbia, which is like this Tampa staple
Icon, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and so we spent a couple hours at the Columbia, which hit my wallet pretty hard, but it was really, really fun. We had a bunch of pictures of stuff, and so the flight was great. It was good, and we went to Michigan. We stayed in Michigan at Chelsea's parents' lake house up there, and so we stayed up there, and then we drove across Canada and took Aiden. Aiden was staying up at his grandmother's grandparents' place, and we took him to college, and we dropped him off. We moved him into his new place, and we got it all set up. And then
did you cry? Did you get some tears?
Yeah, dude. Come on.
Yeah, good, man. Good. That wasn't meant to make fun of you. That's good. You should.
I didn't want, like, we didn't want to be like sad in front of him, but once we got into that car.
Oh, yeah. That's exactly right. Yeah. That was a long drive home, wasn't it? Like, yeah.
It was, he seemed really happy. He's ready to go. And from what I'm hearing, he's having a good time there. He's rooming with like, some of his teammates on the football team, and we've met them. They seem like great guys. So it was a good time. It was nice, but it was difficult. It was difficult. And we came back through. We stayed in West Virginia one night, and then we stayed in Asheville, North Carolina, on Sunday. We saw a band there that we always like to see. So it was a good time. It was fun, but I'm happy. It's funny. So here's my one thing, actually. All of this traveling makes me go, boy, I've been living in Florida a long time, 15 years. And even like before then, I was moving. I almost moved like every year to a different place. Even if it was like in the same town, I was moving. Right. So it's interesting, like all of the travel, like there are some really, really cool towns in New York. There's some cool towns in Michigan. My gosh, Asheville is just
right.
What a cool place that is. And then we went to Dublin and my hometown. There are all these little great hometown, like small towns with character and stuff. And Wesley Chapel is a beautiful place. It's not a beautiful place, actually. It doesn't have any character. It just doesn't have character. It's just a lot of strip malls and
sprawl.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, it made me want to be like, we got to get out of Florida. We got to get out of our hometown. But my goodness, like, I really like my house.
You've got a beautiful. I mean, no joking aside, like you've made your home your castle kind of thing. Like it's hard, right?
Yeah. Do you ever like? That's the thing. Like, do you ever put yourself into a position that there are good things about it that you don't want to walk away from, but you feel like you want to move on? I mean, it's interesting. Like I think I used to think of this in terms of like a job, like a career, like, oh, I want to leave this job, but the money's really good. So you have like golden handcuffs.
The golden handcuffs. Right. Yeah.
I'm feeling like my house might be that now. like it's pinning me down because I don't think I'm going to find a better place to live, like a house to live ever.
Right.
But I want to live in a better town. so it's just something I've been thinking about.
I went through that and I actually could talk a really long time about this. My parents were divorced, so I was shuttled back and forth between my parents endlessly for a decade and a half, Then I went to college, and like you say, I was constantly moving. And then I was taking jobs and constantly moving. And then I got married, and I was like, I've always had like a place where I lived, but I've never had a place that I felt like was a home. Like I don't have like this childhood, like, hey, there's the house I grew up in. It doesn't exist. I have like 92 of them. They're we were constant everywhere, and it felt unstable and all that. And so that last house in North Carolina outside of Asheville, I'd always told myself, this is our home. This is our place. This is Charlie's childhood home. This is like Kelly, Adam, and Charlie land. And then life changed. And it's like what you're talking about, where I was like, this isn't the place. And
Yeah.
then I know exactly what you're saying because I went back to the house in Florida that I used to live in. I owned it. I moved back in there. And I felt the same thing where it's like I use the word soul. There's no soul here. There's no old like, hey, there's the old pub, there's the old Italian
Right.
restaurant,
Yeah.
there's the there's the this or that. And I was just like, you encapsulated it perfectly. It was a great house. There's nothing wrong with it. And one day we were just like, we got to go find out. We got to go find where we're going to be happy forever, kind of thing. And that's how I feel now. And maybe that'll change. But we've entrenched ourselves pretty deep here. And there's commitments to Charlie that we're not going to change schools again. Like this is his stable, place. But yeah, man, towns with soul are nice.
Yeah, and it's like, there's a town we stopped in at Lewiston, New York. We were in East Aurora. Even Williamsville was really, really cool. There's like great, like little towns right around Buffalo, and it's like they're cheaper to buy stuff like outside of Buffalo. And
I was gonna say, man, Florida house dollars went really far, and like. I didn't realize I've come to find out that the little town that we live in is like labeled the rich place. And I'm like, man, my dollars went way farther here than they did in that Florida money, man. So I was like, okay, I guess we'll live here then.
But it's picturing me being regretful about leaving a house that I've worked on and like, really, I mean, I just put the shed together.
Eddie Shedder just got his head, man. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. It's just it's strange how you do that to you can do that to yourself. You can work yourself into I don't want to say a trap, but you can work yourself into a place that you don't want to leave when you really want to leave it,
Yeah, well, and the flip side is comparison is the thief of joy. Be joyful, Joe. You're happy where, there's that too.
Yeah,
so I get it though. I do get it. And that's what that leads to some really, Kelly and I are pretty decisive. Once we make a decision, like it's on kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I get it. We got a long way to go and a short time to get there. You want to look at a cool ball python, Joe?
Yeah, I want to look at the coolest ball python.
Only the coolest ball pythons. You want to know? I'm going to tell you what makes this one even cooler. This one was sent in by a viewer. We got our first. Oh yeah, we got our first submission.
Nice.
Now I have to tell you and everybody, which Joe, you're gonna feel this at Daytona. There's like social media comment section personas. So like Mission Morphs is going to come meet us. I'm not 100% sure I'll know Mission Morphs or know what their real name is when I see them. And I regret to say that because I see them here every week and I'm calling myself out. So I apologize for that. So this was sent in by Elizabeth Ralston, but I don't know that's their real name. I don't know their social media handle. So Elizabeth, if you're watching right now, thank you for the submission. It came in handy. I actually got this a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, I'm going to hang on to this. There it is, hey. Caffeinated lizard. That's what I'm talking about. And I was like, you know what? There's going to be a morning that I'm behind. And sure enough, at 6:26 this morning, I was sitting here going, oh, yeah, I got to find a cool ball python. I was like, I got one in the hopper. We're ready. And it is a cool ball python. So the coolest ball python in the world, brought to us by Heart of the Python. That's Bill and Kate Peaver up in Massachusetts. Heart of the Python. You should check them out. It's a family affair. Kate's work in Monarch and Puzzle. Bill's work in Mandarin and Rainbow. I think Bill's got some Mandarin stuff available, or at least it's been hatched this year. And they are going to be at Daytona, guys. Go check out Heart of the Python at Daytona. And the girls are working Banana Pied and Clown projects. So super cool family operation. They also have a project where they are breeding for temperament, and that is their Heartline project, which you could check out on TikTok. Joe, you ready to meet Heart of the Python down in Daytona? And what we got? 9 days, 8 days?
9 days. 9 days.
That's wild, man. That is wild. All right, Elizabeth, from Elizabeth Ralston. What's that, Joe?
Anybody doing breeding for temperament? Is that's a thing that happens?
There is actually. I see it more and more in like group chats and Patreon, but I think Heart of the Python is the first ones that have like staked their claim that they're like I have no idea what. I'm not even hip enough to understand the insults anymore. Like I don't get it. I don't know what it means. Maybe somebody privately could explain it to me. I'm sure it's unpleasant. Um, I,
There was one last week that
oh,
you
I gotta say, like
Dante.
usually usually the trolls I'm like I just have no patience for. That one last week I almost was like, all right, the floor is yours. You got one more. Put one more, like make it worthwhile. Like it like the really thoughtful trolls I'm intrigued by. I don't get that one though. That one doesn't do much for me. Good luck. I wish you well. I don't think you're here with good intentions, but maybe you are. You do have a snake name. Maybe Viper's okay. I don't know. Maybe. Here we go. Coolest ball python in the world. This comes to us via the caffeinated lizard, produced by Mike Wells. Here you go, Mike Wells Reptiles. Look at that thing, Joe.
Wow.
I have no pairing or ID information on it. I do have one complaint when people post bangers and they clearly want people in the comments to write, "Ooh, what is that?" Just tell the people, give the people what they want. You got to give the ID in the comments, you know.
Hey,
So
it's a method. It's a method, man. It's a. I mean, it gets me sometimes. Like, I want to know. I want to know what's going on here.
yeah,
But
there's definitely a strategy to it. So let's break this thing down. This is a banana. In my opinion, it is got something in the yellow belly complex. I think there's yellow belly or gravel in there. I think maybe some enchi because of the striping and the just a really incredible oranges there. And
Mhm.
then there's something really setting it off. It could be fire, could be maybe hypo, but hypo is really tough to identify in banana. I'm not sure. It's a really, really nice banana morph. It's not clown. I don't see other recessives going on other than, again, possibly hypo. What do you guys think? What else do you all see in there? But I'm loving this snake. It's the only issue, not issue for me, the only challenge, not the challenge, where I would take the snake from here is figuring out how to get the oranges darker and the yellows brighter. But it's pretty electric as it is. I can't complain about that. What do you think, Joe?
Yeah, this is like you said that it's probably banana because that's what it
It's not.
looks like to me.
It is, but there is banana. Yeah, the rest is probably isn't my guesses, but yeah, it is banana.
Yeah, I mean that looks snake really stand out to me. That's really cool. That's really cool.
Excellent. Now I
So I would the morph that I would call this is second grade shame. That's what I would.
second grade shame. There it is. I wish I had a little pew 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 little air horn. There it is. Second grade shame. What how many cups does second grade shame get for the coolest ball python in the world this week?
I'm gonna say 1.5 cups. I got 1.5 cups left in here, so 1.5 cups. It's great. It's beautiful, beautiful.
One and a half cups. Nice job. Mike Wells, Reptiles. Nice job. Caffeinated Lizard, Elizabeth, thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. Second grade shame. There you go. Enjoy the day. Very, very cool. Joe, I've been remiss a little bit lately, but I got to tell people about Cold Blooded Cafe. It's where I get my frozen rats from. And I get reminded every time that the box comes, it's all the packaging is biodegradable. You could throw all the packaging in a landfill and it will break down. You could compost it. It comes with the dry ice in there, frozen. The only thing not is the plastic around the dry ice. You got to throw that away. But the rodents come in frozen solid, fresh as can be, always clean, always consistent. I love Cold Blooded Cafe. You guys got to check it out. You're gonna get free shipping if you use the code proper11, and then Husbandry Pro. They've got their new platform out. It's called Husbandry Pro Next. You could check it out. It's an even better evolution. There's more project planning. There's CRM stuff in there. There is different ways to monitor and graph and look at your data when it comes to follicle development. And of course, all the classic features like the labels, the QR codes, transferring information, generational tracking, all of that. Use the promo code PRoyal60. Get yourself 60 days. 60 days is a long time to figure out if you want to use the software or not. Check out Husbandry Pro Next. The new platform is live. It's very cool. So I got to be thankful to the people that keep the lights on, you know? And
good people. Anybody who's working with Adam is a good person, seems like.
I hope so. That's like, if people ask me what my goal is, that would be it. Just surround me with good people. That's all I want. That's the beauty in life. Yes. Joe, I've been teasing it. I've been having a fun time. I came upon a grand decision for this was supposed to be the year. I didn't take on anything new. I didn't start a new business. I just did my stuff, right?
Yes, this is going to be the fine-tuning year. I remember that's what you said in January. This is going to be, I'm going to fine-tune what I have right now. And that's the opposite of what you're doing.
I made it until what would 2 weeks ago from tomorrow be? I don't know. July 24th, maybe? Was that a Friday? Whatever the Friday was.
So you made it 7 months. Okay.
I made it almost. Well, because June will be 6 full months. 6 months and 3 weeks. I made it. And so I came to the complete conclusion that, should I give the background or should I just say what it is? Should I say how I got there?
Yeah. Say how you got there.
Okay.
Let's do it. Let's build a little.
Okay, even more. All right, this is on Joe, guys. If you think I'm dragging this out, then so in October, there's a great show that I love in town, Cold-Blooded Expos. That's different than Cold-Blooded Cafe. Cold-Blooded Expos. It's on the same weekend as Tinley. I can't be in two places at once. And that's a good show. I generally make a lot of money at that show. I love that show. It's a fantastic show. I can't be there. So Cold-Blooded Expos I miss. Then there's another really good show that's new in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. That's the same weekend as a show that I vend in Iowa in Des Moines. That's second show I'm missing out on. Then I used to do a show in Fargo. I'm probably not going to go out to Fargo this year. Then I got invited to a really iconic show called, of all things, Sewer Fest, Southeast Wisconsin Exotics and Reptiles, Sewer Fest, which is 3 years I've been trying to get in. And you know when Sewer Fest was? And when I found out I was invited right the day that I pushed click on 2 days of SummerSlam tickets for me and Charlie. And I had to turn it down because they banged together. So shows are a really vital and important part of my business, and there's 4 that I would normally do. Now Sewerfest would be new, but there's 3 that I would normally do that I cannot do. And then I don't want to get into other people's business, but for a very valid, reasonable reason, the shows that are in Hastings, Minnesota, 2 of them, one in October, one in December every year, those are canceled. They're gone. So there's 5 shows. They're gone because not because of the market or not because there's a problem. The challenge was it's at the National Guard Armory, and that, I'm not sure what you call it, the troop or the battalion or platoon or whatever it is, they got activated, and they're like, we don't have time to host, reptile expos in our facility. We've got to, take care of the country kind of deal. So, so those shows are gone. So 5 that would normally be on my calendar plus 1 that I had to turn down. That is 6 shows. And I average a pretty good amount of money per show on these things. So there started to be a little concern where Adam goes, what am I going to do? And then Adam said, this is weird, I'm talking to myself in the third person. Then I said, I can't be the only one feeling this way. And then I said, there's a metro area of 3 million people that has a drought of reptile shows. I need it. The people want it. Somebody's got to do something about this. we're gonna put on a reptile expo, Joe. It's gonna
So
be
you're doing your own reptile expo.
I am going to do my own reptile expo in Northfield, Minnesota. 12,000 square feet, 70 tables. It's a fairly small show, 70 tables. Um, Local regional starting point of a show. It's called the North Star Reptile Exotics Expo. I didn't even get the name right. North Star Reptile and Exotics Expo. And it will be December 13th is when that's going to happen. And I had the website queued up and everything, like I was going to be smooth. Let's try this again. Here we go. It is live. You guys are going to see it for the very first time right here, right now. Boom. There's the North Star Reptiles and Exotics Expo website. NSREE. It's way too many words. We're going to take it right down to the letters, make it its own brand as letters. NSREE, guys. It's NSREE.com. And here it is, man. We put a lot of work into the website. And when I say we, myself and a web developer that I've known since high school that's done pretty well for himself. He's got some slick moves. We did this in 2 weeks. We put when I was said July 24th, I was being serious. I put a 2-week deadline. I wanted to be live tomorrow morning for a Friday announcement. And we got it done last night. I'm looking for all the feedback on it. Anything you guys have, please send it. Good, bad, ugly. We want all the input that we can get on it. And, we'll polish it up and we'll do a few revamps and edits. And there will be a second show as well. I've actually secured the venue and paid for the venue for a second show in March. I still have to sort out the very final date when I see other schedules. But
yeah, I saw it
there it is. Cool. Yeah. Yes. And look at this, man. The support of the people are awesome. Phenome, JSA, of course, Proper Royals had a little something to do with it. Vision and Cold Blooded, all of them immediately said, yeah, we want to support you. We want to get on board with this thing. We can't wait to see what you do. Really, really cool that right out of the gate, man, really great people jumped on board, man. It's cool.
This is awesome. I'm so excited. This is so great. And is this something that you've thought about doing for a long time, first of all?
Well, yes and no. I've thought, hey, the audience might not know, a lot of my background is, yes, food and beverage and restaurants, but a very big part of it is event group sales and weddings and putting on big events, concerts at various properties, big beach carnivals. The world of clubs and resorts is really the schedule. Like you're almost like a cruise operator. Like people want to be kept occupied and do stuff. So events, event spaces, event contracts, billing, the negotiations, I have a lot of experience in that. And I always thought that was fairly translatable if I ever wanted to jump into it. But I've never really felt a need. And honestly, I was much more excited like vending snakes and building Proper Royals than I was. It almost felt like too close. Right. It almost felt like too close to what had been trying to get away from, if that makes sense. Like, why did I get into this world? Because I didn't want to do that world.
Right.
But I started poking around when I saw the gap in the schedule. One of my favorite lines is, if your business model isn't working, change your business model. Mm-hmm. And if you could get ahead of it not working, that's even better. And I really, when I got looking at how and where I've made my money, and I don't mean that as a flex, I mean it as in how I keep the lights on and feed my family. I got a little concerned looking forward, and I found myself a little bit paralyzed. And when I feel that way, I tell myself, if you get like the analysis paralysis or the fear or that stuff, like you gotta take action. You gotta figure it out. So I was like, well, I gotta do something. So either, I'm going to travel really long distances in the winter from Minnesota, which is not that big of a great idea, I don't think. Or I could say, I must not be the only person missing this feeling. there's a vibrant scene here. I love the Minneapolis metro, upper Midwest reptile scene. It's amazing for how cold of a place it is, how vibrant the scene is. And I was like, you know what? I can't be the only person feeling this. Other vendors got to feel this. And so on we went. Check this out. Speaking of other vendors, look at all the people that have already signed on that want to support it too.
Wow,
Like,
really?
oh
That's
yeah, they're
awesome.
all these folks are already vending, man. So we got cricket people, we got racks and cages from Vision, Warrior Garden Exotics. They're coming from Illinois, which is super cool. Specialty Herps is one of uh, well, he's one of the partners at Phenome, but he is the like biological diversity master there, and by that I mean he has the cool stuff. That's Jeffrey Hudson there. Sweet Scales bringing geckos, got soda balls, doing ball pythons with me. That's Perry and Karen. Smug Bug, we got the isopod people. Some more ball pythons from Slitherington and Proper Royals. Phenome will be there sharing their information about genetic testing. Artist Nori Vossen, she does a great job here locally. A few more MBK pythons. They've been great friends along the way here in town and supporters. Meltzer Brothers Serps, wide variety of colubrids. They're bringing, they've got boas, they've got colubrids, hog noses they'll have. Really wide variety. JSA Reptiles with their own frozen rodents, but also really killer snakes as well. And then Alex's, I don't even know how to pronounce. I really feel bad. I should have learned this. Is it A, agamids, or B, agamids? I'm not sure. He's bringing Chinese water dragons and sailfin dragons, Joe. Like, this is going to be
That's cool.
super cool, man. I am pumped, man.
I have so many questions.
Yeah, let it rip. I got to shut up. You got questions.
First of all, it's 70 tables, and my first question was like, oh, that sounds like a lot, actually, but it's not. You said it's going to be a moderately small show.
Yeah, that's much more of a boutique feel. Like this weekend show in Eau Claire, people would think that's a fairly local show, and that has 100 tables at it.
Okay. So you've got, and then I thought, well, are you worried about getting all of those filled? And obviously, before even the announcement, you have a lot of vendors already. So are you worried about that at all? And how do you go out and advertise to be a vendor?
Yeah, great topic. First, Sam, thanks for the bailout. Agamids. There we go. This is Alex's Agamids. There we go. Now I'm on the track there. And huge shout out. Follow Alex's Agamids on Instagram. I can't believe that they committed to doing this. Just like putting trust and faith in a brand new promoter is a little bit insane, to tell you the truth. And I'm thankful for that. So filling the tables, I'm a little worried about it because that's the first step. I got to have awesome vendors before any butts will come to the seats. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So, but I'm feeling a little more optimistic just from the support. And those vendors, none of them saw this promotion. None of them saw this website. So like getting ball python people is one thing. You know, Proper Royals is I'm thankful and proud to say fairly well known in the ball python world. But like the isopod people, the smug bug people, they were like, and why are you calling us? And, you know, like, I'm like, well, okay, let me start over, which is good. Like you need to hear that sometimes. Sure. Yeah. So there was, I had, one of the most soul crushing things in the world is cold calls, selling a product, man. Cold emails and cold calls suck, man. It is hard. And I have to say, there were two people I called, and they were both very fair and positive about the feedback. Of only two people were like, I need to think this over, or let me check it out, or they're very thoughtful in their feedback on why they wanted to think it over. And it was good feedback and very fair. Everybody else was like, yeah, I'm in. Put me down. Let's do this thing. Like, you're right. Let's do it. Let's give this a shot. So it was really cool to see. So this part B to your question though, Joe, too, the one thing I am like really worried about. I'm feeling less worried about selling the tables. I think that they'll go. By the way, if you want to vend, you everybody has to apply. Put in your application on NSREE. Tables are $75 a piece, and it's a 1 day show. There is a VIP time, 10 a.m. and then general admission at 11. The show will run till 4 o'clock, Northfield, Minnesota. Um, I have to watch, being a ball python guy, the show doesn't turn into a ball python show. Like, I want a variety of species, and
Sure. Yeah.
I feel like I have to think this through like a music festival. Like, you got to have the best show before you're ever going to make a penny, because you got to attract a wide variety of audiences. And
Right.
the fact of the matter is, ball pythons are definitely the backbone of the industry. They're
Yeah.
also can overrun shows, and even ball python breeders know, hey, if every table in there is a ball python table,
Right. Yeah.
we
It's
wouldn't
too much
even want,
competition.
yeah, we wouldn't even want to vend that show. So
Right.
the variety is duly helpful. The double-edged sword of it is saying, hey, I got to put you on a wait list for right now. Let me see how this shakes out.
Yeah.
And one thing I am worried about is, if I don't sell out, do I then open those tables and go down that path that I'm worried about? Or do I say, look, I got to hold strong into what I think. It's my first time out. Let's figure out, let's get the feedback. Let's get the audience feedback and see. So I'm hoping
Well, I
that
think, I mean,
go
if
ahead.
you want my opinion, stick with your mission. That's stick with it. Like, I don't know if you open that up. If this is the kind of show that you want, where it is variety over, one kind, then stick with your mission and say no.
I think I think there's a lot of value in that, and I think I am willing to change and pivot and evolve. I would have to have new evidence and new aha moments to evolve on that topic. You're right. Sticking with a mission. If I think of reasons that I don't do certain shows anymore, number one
Hmm.
reason is that they got away from animals, and they got out of the expo show business focused on the audience, and they got in the business of selling tables. And the business of selling tables leads to trinkets and junk, unrelated
Right.
maybe
Yeah.
not even junk, maybe very high quality stuff, but it
Yeah.
leads to unrelated. The tangents get harder and harder to connect, and the mission and the vision gets watered down. That's why I'd rather start at 70 tables and keep a really concentrated mission and vision,
Sure.
rather
Yeah.
than go, I got 300 tables and the biggest show ever, and
Yeah.
then suddenly I'm selling to, roofing companies that want to sell shingles to local audiences. That's not what I want. So um,
Right.
I'm really I'm proud of that idea at the moment. I have nothing to show for it. I have not executed anything other than getting, the pillars are reptiles, amphibians, inverts, plants, and art. You have to, when you apply, you have to hit one or more of those 5 categories. Obviously, supplies would be a great addition as well. But
Hmm.
otherwise, I really want to keep this focused on the animals and focused on the audience. So I have, I really, I'm proud of that vision. Let's see if the reality comes true. But that is really what I'm looking for. So those initial vendors were personal invites. They were cold calls. I said, man, I really want kind of some anchors in all 5 of these categories,
Hmm.
and mostly I'm there. I've got a few more that I want to, kind of get ink to paper kind of deal, so to speak. But otherwise, we're off to the races, and about 45% of the tables are already spoken for, and the announcement day officially is tomorrow. So I feel good.
That's great. Yeah, that's really good. I think even now, I mean, I think there's probably a few viewers or listeners who are like, yeah, I could do that. Maybe I can get up there.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Are you speaking with anybody who has done this in the past?
Yeah, I already have. There's been some consultations behind the scenes. Part of why I wanted to push and have this live today is I actually have a dinner event tomorrow night with some people that have a lot of experience promoting shows. And
Okay.
I wanted to have this like ready to be like, hey, let me pick your brain really quick and let me just
Yeah.
show you everything I've got kind of deal.
Yeah.
And maybe more could come of that meeting tomorrow night. We'll see on that.
What
But
are the
go ahead.
what are the logistics of, like, what are the regulations? What are the rules? What, and how do you find out those rules? And how do you, like, I know that you've been a vendor, you've been on the vending side for many years now, and you've done shows like that, so you kind of have an idea of what the vendors need to have in place in order to actually be a vendor. But what about actually organizing a show, and how do you find that out?
Yeah, so some of that comes from like my event background. So, for example, the venue said, "Hey, we have a full service restaurant, which is cool. There's a full service restaurant attached to the venue. You can walk in there and get your food and concessions right away. But for example, they asked, "Hey, would you like the bar open?" And I said, "Well, let me ask a couple clarifying questions." Am I buying the inventory and then reselling? Am I the alcohol seller or are you the alcohol seller? And they said, no, 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 you have to have your own license. I said, I know that. And I'm not getting a lick. I want no responsibility for alcohol
Good.
whatsoever.
Okay. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would love people to have the alcohol and have a good time responsibly, but I
Yeah.
want no responsibility for that. And they said, no, 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 that's our product. I said, that's your money. It's your product. I don't want to, I don't want to, I want nothing to do with the alcohol other than the people being able to have it responsibly if they want to have it. So like that's one example.
Sure.
The other is looking into our local laws and regulations. Here, as long as it's non-venomous, it is completely legal. Otherwise, it's unregulated, it's
Okay.
legislated. So I'm pretty wide open on that, and that is in the city limits here in Northfield. Technically, if I wanted to be outside of the city limits, you can have cobras and alligators in Minnesota
Oh.
completely legally. Not my thing, and I definitely don't want to run an expo. We call them HOTS. We don't want to run an expo with venomous. That will attract people. I just don't. I don't want that liability. I
Sure.
that
Yeah.
that seems like a little bridge too far for me personally to take on. I would be intrigued by it. Man, Joe, I hope so. I hope so, man. Thank you for the support. Joe is one of the presenting partners. Joe, did you see this? Check this out, man. Maybe you're just signing on. Look, look at that logo right there. Look at that, man. The people that supported. So
JSA.
cool. JSA,
Yeah.
there it is, man. Um, I hope that they will come if I build it. Uh, but here's
So
sorry, one more key
yeah,
component.
go.
In Minnesota, there's a really robust, healthy relationship between the DNR, Department of Natural Resources, and our hobby. It's so cool that like the Minnesota Herp Society has officers and participants that are employed by the DNR. So, like part of my goal in one of my meeting tomorrow night or my planned meeting is getting the DNR on board to be there at the show and having the Herp
Okay. Yeah.
Society at the show. And so that helps with both credibility, it helps with the local municipality and with the venue. When I could say that to the venue and say, I work closely with them, I have a relationship with them, this is the legalities, it came together really fast, man.
That's awesome. That's great. Let me ask you this. So, if you have, you've been a vendor for a long time, you know that there are different types of expos and shows and things. What are the things that you are going to put in place to make this a really good show for the vendor? Like, is there like you have been a vendor, and there are certain things that you just, I'm sure that you have in mind where you're like, I like it when it's like this. I don't like it when it's like, when
Right.
it's like. So, what are those things that would attract vendors to your show?
Well, so first off, there's an application process. So you've got a reptile guy vetting the vendors. I want this to be really well
Yeah.
representative of our community. So I
Mhm.
know that there's going to be some sticky situations where I have to say no thank you to some folks, but really what I'm trying to do is prevent people from applying that don't fit into those categories. Like I want to
Mhm.
qualify the applicants to even begin with. Like bring it,
Yeah.
bring like the great stuff. And it doesn't, I don't want to be a gatekeeper in that way, but I also don't want to have, it cannot feel like a flea market. This has my
Right.
logo next to it, my name on it.
Yeah.
And you really have one shot. Like if this first one doesn't go well, it'll take me 5 more to rebuild what I lose from one not going well. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I
Yeah.
really want to get that hammered down. So a curated vendor list. Secondly, the linens are required. So I'll provide them, but really everybody should. If you have your own professional tablecloth and show setup, that probably means you have a good backdrop. That probably means you put
Mhm.
work into your brand. But we will provide them, but there'll be no tables. All the tables will be linened. They're going to be ready to go. Um,
Okay.
I like that. I thought about the length of the show. At some point you're just open to be open. Like if people haven't made their decision, and like it's a long day to
Right.
vend, people want to get on with their lives. So
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I think I've timed it right. And then the other thing is pricing. $75 per table really is on the low end for how tables usually are priced at venues, but it's not the cheapest on the circuit. The shows that I'm looking to fill in the gap for, the two that were canceled, it is more than those. And there's a little bit of a filter that comes with pricing. So I wanted it accessible. Like I say, if I were gatekeeping, I would have raised the price. I
Hmm.
really didn't. I wanted it. I want it to be accessible. However, uh, it's not the cheapest. There is a bit of a filter built into that price. And then same thing at the door. I think a little, I like the expression like how you present yourself is how you'll be received. It's a little bit more it's a little pricier of a show. So I would think people need to, if they just come to like pet snakes and just I do want people to be educated and interact, but we also know that a show full of non-buyers that are just looking to kill an afternoon is not necessarily the best answer either. So
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
the entry price, I worked in taxes and there's no fees. I'm eating all the fees, but I do have to charge sales tax. But like the ticket fees and all of that, which by the way, you could buy tickets on the website. Look at this, man. You get them right here in the tickets. You buy them right on here. You don't have to wait in line the day of. We're just going to QR code scan you in when you have your tickets. So you could buy your tickets ahead of time. But the kids going to keep it inexpensive for them. It's $6 each. The general admission adults is 12. By the time you pay your taxes, I think it's going to be like 13 all in at the door. It might be 14 all in at the door, but basically it's going to be $14 out of your pocket. VIP's 20, and VIP kids are going to be basically $10 all in when it's $9, but by the time you pay tax. So
Sure.
I did want a little bit of a filter to where we're getting really curious, really enthusiastic people in the door. I
Right.
don't,
Yeah.
as a vendor, there are times where I go, man, the promoter killed it today, but I didn't do anything. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that's a hard balance. You're the customer and you're the provider. So I've put a lot of that thought in there. And then for vendors, we're gonna have a little vendor hospitality that morning. There's gonna be coffee, donuts, pastries, that kind of stuff for you when you're setting
Yeah.
up. Little camaraderie that I thought is something that's missing locally. So I was like, you know what? Let's do a little bit of that as well. And then the bar will be open. I don't know what vendors think about an audience that has a little social lubricant. The old a little Heineken or two in them.
I mean, I know that I buy stuff when when I've had a little to drink that maybe I look back on and I go, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that.
Right.
So so that might be helpful. So success, what does success look like to you for
Um,
this?
Success will really look like selling out the tables, but that's not about that revenue. If I sell out the tables and I'm true to the mission, it's going to be a phenomenal show. I'll have a variety of species. I'll have it in those kind of 5 pillars: the reptiles, amphibians, isopod or not isopods, inverts, plants, and art. And again, of course, supplies and related equipment is more than welcome. But if I complete that mission, I believe it will be a very good show, and I will be able to proudly and honestly advertise it.
Yeah.
Yes, there's a financial component to it. I had a little heartburn when I signed the contract and signed the checks. And
Yeah.
I signed 2 of them. So there will be a second show in March. But I'm really from that standpoint, if I break even or make a little bit of money on the first show, it'll be pretty good. But really, the success point is I'd like to see 1,500 to 2,000 people in the door, and
Yeah.
that would be really a massive success, especially at 70 tables. That would be a really robust crowd for that number of vendors, and really I want to provide value or return value back to the vendors. The vendors, if you think about it, the vendors essentially are investing in my business right now. Like,
Yeah.
that's a really big responsibility if I think of it that way. I could think of it one way as, hey, I got lines on a spreadsheet and I got their $75. Yay, cash flow, it's working. If I say these are investors that are helping me put this show on and I have to return value to those investors, then it becomes way, way more important. So I'm looking forward to that too. Those are what will define success for me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is fantastic. I'm really excited to see what happens and see how this goes. Hopefully, I can maybe make it up there for one of these. I
Nice.
don't know about the December one, but that would be fantastic. I'd love to see this and check it out.
Well, thank you. And I'll keep private conversations private, but there was somebody that I spoke to who said, Adam, people are going to see this and are going to be interested in traveling and willing to travel because of your show and your brand. And I was like, I don't know. I'm just trying to replace a local regional show, and but maybe this thing will take on a life of its own if it goes well and I enjoy it. There'll certainly be more. There's certainly going to be at least a second one. That'll be a better sample size for me. And after that one, I'll probably think to myself, do I want to do it? What changes do I need? Do I need a different venue? What makes sense? We'll take it one step at a time, but I'm really
Yeah.
uber focused on just this one. And I know that we're in overtime. We got to wrap up. There are socials. So on Facebook, there's an NSREE user group or just group. It's a public group. You don't have to be vending. If you just want to follow updates or support it, go check that out. That is live on Facebook. And then on Instagram, I made one faux pas. I really want NSREE to be the brand because North Star Reptiles and Exotics Expo, that's too long. You lose people's attention already. So NSREE is really going to be the brand, but somebody has NSREE. It wasn't available on Instagram, but it doesn't seem live. It's like NSREE with other things. So on Instagram, it is North Star Reptiles Exotics Expo, all one word. You'll find it. There's a couple posts on there, but if anybody wants to support that and follow it, I'd be grateful. And that's live as well. So go check it out, nsre.com. I'm excited. It's real. It's now. Sign up. Apply to vend.
Great. Congratulations, Adam. This is fantastic. Anybody who wants to vend, you know where to go. You got the website here. Contact Adam. I'm sure he'll be able to help you out as well. So this is fantastic. Thanks so much. And what a great morning we've had, actually.
Yeah, this is fun. And also I'm looking for any and all feedback on the website. I truly, this is kind of the reverse of creativity where you just throw everything against the wall and decide what sticks, the spaghetti model. I want all feedback and then I'll decide what sticks and what hits me, So hit me with it. Emails, messages, as constructive as possible. But hey, if you think I'm an idiot and this is dumb, you can tell me that too. So
Well, listen, everybody. Thanks, everybody, for a good conversation. Always love the chat. Very active this morning. Love it. We're here every Thursday morning. Come back and hang out with us next week as well.
Thank you guys very much, Joe. Thanks for putting up with this exciting time and humoring my wanderings, man. I really, really appreciate it.
It's inspiring. I've told you this before, but it's inspiring with what you do. So I'm super excited. This is great. So have a great week, everybody, and we will see you next week.
The day before Daytona. Oh my gosh. See you guys. Fun times. Bye.
Everybody wants the outcome. Very few will go through the process.
When you think about someone living their dream, I am living my dream.
If your business model isn't working, you've got to change your model.
You might be all by yourself on that route, but the view's pretty damn good from there.
New breeders have no idea how long 2 years is. Imagine 3 years, even 10 years.
Stop chasing other people's dreams. Make your own.
When the going gets weird, the weird turn pro.